On most Sundays, you can take a ride on Oamaru's Vintage Railway. It's run by the Steam and Rail Restoration Society of Oamaru, which was founded in 1985. And the Society's band of volunteers just love to share their passion with the public. Passengers can choose the historic carriage's wooden seats or go out onto the observation wagon. But now it's time for us to take our ride on the historic train. The railway is located at Oamaru's Historic Precinct, and so our ride takes us past some of the old historic stone buildings. Most of these date back into the middle of the 19th century, but they're still used today for a variety of purposes. There are various craftspeople, there are cafes, restaurants, souvenir shops, and all sorts of historic activities. The whole trip will take about 30 minutes, but that includes a 15-minute break halfway along so that the passengers can have an opportunity to look for blue penguins. Our train is being pulled by a small red shunter, nicknamed Husky. It was constructed in England in 1962 by the Robert Stevenson and Hawthorne Works. And Stevenson is a name that takes us way back to the very beginning of rail transport. The shunter was originally built for the Wellington Meat Export Company. But then in 1975 it was acquired by the Alliance Freezing Works, who kept it in service until 2009. In that year it was acquired by the Railway Society. Since then it has gone through a period of restoration and re-entered the service in 2017. Our ride takes us past a variety of historic buildings on the edge of what was, during the Victorian period, the Oamaru Harbour. And we arrive at the end of the line with more red sheds and the quarry siding. They are located at the foot of what are known as the Clay Cliffs. After 15 minutes to look for the penguins, we leave quarry siding on our way back to Harbourside Station. And of course, every vintage train has got to have its ticket collector. The Society has a variety of locomotives in its collection, and sometimes lucky passengers will find their train has been pulled by a steam locomotive. The track was originally part of New Zealand Railways, and the Society has the use of it together with the old Oamaru Railway yards. As we travel back past the back of the Historic Precinct, we can see sign writing on the walls indicating some of the original uses of these lovely stone buildings. And one of the buildings has been converted into a museum, its steampunk headquarters. And that's another of Oamaru's not to miss attractions, and it's equally world famous. And so we pull into Harbourside Station and our trip comes to an end. But it's always tempting to do it again.